So in the fitness industry, it is very easy to sell exercises and nutrition plans because it's what we can see as humans. It's what we can visually attain ourselves with the idea of fitness. Because the first thing you think of fitness, you think of nutrition, you think of a diet, you think of a gym, you think of running, you think of exercising. But nobody actually thinks about the hard and painful times, the downs of fitness. And that's what I'm pretty much wanting to explain in this video. The reason why the industry does this is because it's so much easier to sell a gym membership, a gym, something you can attend, right? And nutrition because it's physical. It's all physical, right? We can touch it, we can taste it, we can smell it, right? We can physically see it, and it's so much easier to sell because of the emotions that become behind each and every single one of these. But where the industry lacks is talking about the most important part, which is the mindset. So in the industry, for those of you who are not very familiar with the fitness industry, it will talk about how 80% of your fitness is nutrition. And how 20% is the gym. 80% nutrition, 20% the gym. Now, where does mindset fall into all of this? Nowhere, because they are not worried about your mindset. They're more so focused on the nutrition and the gym because that's easier to talk about and it's easier to focus on, especially when that's all you see and that's all that's advertised on the internet. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, you come across a few people that talk about fitness or that talk about the mindset behind fitness here and there, but nobody actually talks about the how or the why it's more important. If we really drew this up, 80% of fitness is mindset. 80% of fitness is mindset. 15% is nutrition, and 5% is the gym. That's how you need to start looking at fitness. Fitness is not 80% nutrition and 20% gym. It's not 5% nutrition and then 95% gym. No, it is 80% mindset, 15% nutrition, 5% gym. Why do I believe so? First example, going to the gym. The first step of going to the gym is deciding. It's deciding, saying, hey, I'm going to the gym today. Hey, I'm going to go to the gym this week. Hey, I am going to go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week for the next 90 days. You decide. It is the mindset that triggers the action. Eating healthy. I am no longer going to indulge in snacks, junk food, eating out. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to stick on a strict diet, eating whole food, and that's it. I'll snack occasionally as a reward once I hit certain milestones. Other than that, I am not indulging in junk or garbage or fast food at all. That was a decision made by a mindset. Now let's dig deeper. What about the days we don't feel like going to the gym? Now you're negotiating with yourself. You're sitting there like, man, I'm so tired. I had a long day. I spent 8 to 10 hours at work. I didn't eat enough food. I'm exhausted from all the labor I put in or all the work I put in. I was out in the heat all day. I had to work a double. I didn't get enough sleep. I went on 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep. Maybe today will be okay. That didn't come from being inside the gym. That didn't come from being inside the gym. That didn't have anything to do with your nutrition. That came strictly from your mindset. You're sitting there contemplating with yourself, negotiating with yourself. That's all mindset. Now let's take it a step further. What about the times where we have cravings. You know the feeling. Man, I've been doing so good on my diet and so consistent in the gym. I'm feeling that Chick-fil-A. I am feeling that McDonald's. I'm feeling that cookie brownie from Domino's or Ben and Jerry's. That's not nutrition. That's mindset. The moment you get to a point where you're negotiating with yourself, going back and forth on whether or not it's a good or bad idea, and then you start giving into the excuses of whether or not you should, and it's okay for you to indulge in the things that you told yourself that you weren't going to do. That's all mindset. So for anybody to tell you that the gym is 20% and your nutrition is 80%, but they don't even bring up mindset, they truly don't understand the ups and downs of a fitness journey. They don't. Because a fitness journey is not like this. It's more so like this. It's up and down. It's up and down. I'll give a huge example. One of my clients, his name is Angel. He lost 30 pounds within 3 months. Went like this. And then somehow, some way, he's feeling up and down. He came a little bit back up and then just kind of plateaued a little bit, fell down a little bit, came back up. It's ups and downs. The beautiful part about fitness, it's just like life. The beautiful thing about fitness is it's just like life. It will teach you about discipline. It will teach you about yourself, who you are, staying accountable. It will teach you about getting excited and being so caught up in the high, but then getting down low and being in the lows. I myself have been there. I know what it's like to struggle with gaining weight and eat so much, and then at the end of the day, you step on the scale and you barely even gained a pound. And you thought you did everything you could. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to gain 15 pounds in a month and then lose it all within 3 days. I know what that's like. Fitness is no different. Fitness is no different to life. In life, if you want to make it, you truly have to have a unbreakable mindset. In fitness, if you truly want to build a physique that you are proud of, you first have to conquer an unbreakable mindset. But the fitness industry will never tell you that because they can't sell it to you. They're not going to tell you that you're going to have days where you don't feel like going to the gym. They're not going to tell you that you're going to come in some days and look at other people and seeing their success and think to yourself like, man, why can't I look like them? Why can't I be in their same position? They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that you may go weeks or even days at a time where you don't even hit your macros or you don't even go to the gym because life hits you in the face and you're not even able to go to the gym. Maybe a funeral happens, right? Maybe you got to fly somewhere for work and you don't have access to anything that will help you with your fitness goals. They're not going to tell you that. But that's the reality. And the reality is that fitness is 80% mindset. And the moment that you realize that, 80% of fitness is mindset, and you focus strictly on mindset, and of course the habits that go along with it, this is inevitable. The nutrition, the gym, the physique, this is inevitable. The end goal is inevitable. I'll give you an analogy that I love so much. If I had to walk 1,000,000 steps and at any point in time I could get to the 1,000,000 steps, how many steps would you walk a day? And it was up to you. Whether you chose to walk any steps at all that day, it was completely up to you. But at the end of that millionth step lies the prize and the desire in which you would be looking for. What would you focus on? Would you try to sprint all the way to the top? No, because you'll gas yourself out and you'll be in the cycle of, okay, I'm going to sprint. Okay, let me relax. I'm going to sprint. Let me relax. Oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Is this even worth it? I'm going to sprint. Okay, let me relax. I'm going to sprint. Okay, this is so stupid. Why did I even start this in the first place? Or would you just do 100 a day? 100 steps a day. 100 steps a day. That's only 10,000 days. And maybe you shorten the time span. Maybe 1,000 steps a day. Maybe 500. Maybe 2,000. I don't know. But you wouldn't focus on getting there as soon as you possibly could. Because then you just wear yourself out. You tire yourself out. And even though, like, you know the end goal is there, like, you know it's there, you see it, you know it's possible, you keep going through the emotional ups and downs. You don't think about the mental that will come along while walking up 1,000,000 steps. So, to conclude, prioritize your mindset. Because your mindset is what will keep you going in the gym. And your mindset is what will keep you on your nutritional plan. Not the motivation. The food isn't going to keep you there. The gym isn't going to keep you there. The gym isn't going to motivate you. The gym isn't going to keep you disciplined. The food isn't going to keep you disciplined. The food isn't going to motivate you. But your mindset will.